It was a dark and stormy night when a group of four friends, Sarah, Alex, Mike, and Emily, decided to explore the abandoned asylum on the outskirts of town. The asylum had been closed for years after numerous reports of patient mistreatment and unexplained deaths. As they approached the dilapidated building, they could hear the sound of the wind howling through the broken windows and the creaking of the rusted metal gates. The air was thick with an eerie silence, and the four friends could feel a sense of foreboding in the pit of their stomachs. Sarah, the group's leader, had brought along a flashlight and a map of the asylum she had found online. They entered through a broken window on the first floor and made their way through the dark, decrepit hallways. As they explored the empty rooms, they found old medical equipment, hospital beds, and broken furniture scattered about. The walls were covered in peeling paint and strange markings that seemed to have been made by the patients themselves. Suddenly, they heard a noise coming from the end of the hallway. They cautiously approached, shining their flashlight into the darkness. As they drew closer, they saw a figure standing at the end of the hallway, dressed in a ragged patient's gown. Mike, the bravest of the group, called out to the figure, but there was no response. The figure just stood there, motionless, its face obscured by shadows. Suddenly the figure began to move towards them, its movements jerky and unnatural. The friends could hear the sound of bones creaking and muscles straining as it approached. Panic set in, and the friends turned to run, but the figure was too fast. It caught up to them, and they could feel its cold breath on their necks. They could hear its low, guttural breathing as it closed in on them. Just as they thought it was all over, the figure suddenly stopped and turned to face a wall, its body going completely limp. The friends, shaken and terrified, quickly made their way back to the broken window and out into the safety of the night. As they walked away from the asylum, they could feel the weight of unseen horrors bearing down on them. They had experienced something that night that they would never forget and would never speak of again.